4.7, graph linear functions. So the good news is this isn't really anything different than what we've been doing overall. Just the notation and the way that it is written is a little bit different, but that is pretty much it. So previously we've had slope-intercept form, which was y equals mx plus b. But if we have it the same thing but in function notation, so that's my abbreviation for function, so function notation, instead of y, they write f of x is equal to mx plus b. So from here on out, you're going to see y and f of x interchanged. Okay, they don't, f of x, you're not multiplying anything, it's just a notation saying this function is a function of x. As x does whatever, y does this. That's all that means. So people tend to get confused. It doesn't mean anything other than just y. When you're graphing, if you want to, just change f of x and rewrite it as a y. So our normal process of graphing is going to be exactly like it has been in the other stuff. And then there's a few other things that we'll do with this section as well. But we are going to start out with some evaluating a function. So if it says to evaluate the function when x is equal to -2, 0, and 3. All that tells me to do, we've been doing this all along. We did it back when we did graphing by a table. We're not graphing this particular problem. Is we're just taking the different values of x that they give us and plugging it into the equation. So with number 4, g of x, and it doesn't matter f, g, h, whatever. It can be pretty much any letter up here in front. They're not usually going to use a, b, or c, but they'll pretty much any other letters. Fair game here. All means the same thing. Okay, it's function notation. Is equal to -3x plus 5. So we're evaluating this for x being -2, 0, and 3. So I'm plugging those numbers in for x. So the function notation way to write this is to say g of -2. That means that anywhere in my equation that I see an x, I'm going to plug in a -2. So this is equal to -3 times -2 plus 5. I don't do anything with this over here. This isn't multiplying. This is function notation. I can't say that enough. People always try to divide over here. We cannot do that. The only thing we're doing is to this right side over here. So I've got -3 times -2. That's a +6 plus 5. So this is equal to 11. So when x is equal to -2, the function is equal to 11. We're going to also do it for 0. I'm going to do it over here just for space. So when I plug in 0, it's g of 0. I plug in a 0 anywhere I see an x in this equation. So I have -3 times 0 plus 5. Don't do anything over here on the left. We're only doing stuff on the right. -3 times 0 is 0 plus 5 is 5. So when x is 0, the equation is equal, or the function is equal to 5. Now, when x is equal to 3, we have g of 3 is equal to, we plug in a 3 anywhere there's an x in here, so -3 times 3 plus 5. -3 times 3 is -9 plus the 5. -9 plus 5 is -4. So when x is 3, the function is equal to -4. So notice, other than me initially setting it up, I don't do anything to that left-hand side there. Six. So same numbers, the -2, 0, and 3, but we've got h of x this time, no different than g of x, f of x, whatever, just a different letter, is equal to 2.25 times x. So the first number is -2, so I do h of -2, and that's how we say that as well, is equal to 2.25 times, well, when x is -2, we're plugging that in. So I've got -2 times 2.25. What would that be equal to? Yep, -4.5. So when x is -2, my function is equal to -4.5. H of 0. Plug in 0. I have 2.25 times 0, which is 0. And then, last but not least on this one, we have when it's 3. So h of 3 is equal to 2.25 times 3. Yep. 6.75. That's the answer to that one. Starting to get a feel for how it works.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do a little bit more with that, but in a different, slightly different context. All right, so now we're going to work the opposite way. They're going to tell us what our function is. They're going to tell us what our function's equal to, and we're going to solve for x. So, 14, f of x is equal to 6x plus 9. And then they do a little semicolon and then a 3. So that says, what based on the instructions, that's telling me find the value of x so that the function has the given value. So that means that I replace this whole piece f of x here with the number 3.
Okay.
So I have 3 equals 6x plus 9. See if you can solve for x now. Just, I gotta answer the phone. Hey. Oh, yes, I can do that. Yep, no problem. Okay, bye. Okay. So, how do I get x by itself?
-9.
Subtract 9. So I have -6 is equal to 6x. Now what? Divide by 6. I have -1 is equal to x. So when x is -1, that whole function is equal to 3 is what that's telling me. So we're just working the opposite way. Before we were finding what the function was equal to, now we're told that and we're finding what x had to be equal to make that value for the function. (16) h of x is equal to -7x plus 12. And then we're doing it when the function is equal to -9. So I'm replacing this h of x with -9. So I've got -9 is equal to -7x plus 12. And I've got to solve for x. So what do I do first? -12. So I've got -21 is equal to -7x. Now what? Divide by -7. So x equals? Yep, x equals +3. All right, I want you to try this one on your own, and then we'll go over it together. So same instructions. We've got m of x is equal to 9x minus 5, and then the whole function is equal to -2. So take a second and do that one. All right, what did we get for x? Everybody agree?
Yeah.
So I replace m of x with -2. It's equal to 9x minus 5. I add the 5 over. I get 3 is equal to 9x divided by 9, and then just reduced it. So 1/3 is equal to x. All right. Are we ready for some graphing?
Sure.
All right. So I'm going to tell you these instructions say to graph the function and then compare it to the graph of like essentially y equals x or f of x equals x. You don't need to do the and compare part. You're just graphing. Okay. So 24, h of x is equal to 6 plus x. So again, this is no different than y equals whatever. The only thing I would do is I would swap these two things over here so that it's actually in y equals mx plus b, but that's more just a personal preference. So I've got x plus 6 instead of 6 plus x, and this is h of x. If you feel like you're struggling with this or whatever, you can do this, and that's totally okay, because that's all that this means. Okay? People tend to get these wrong because they overthink the h of x, the f of x, the m of x, whatever value is there. It's just y. Okay? So, what is let me set up my graph here. What is my y-intercept of this graph? 6. So my b value is 6, and what is my slope? 1. So I've got my intercept at 6, and then I've got a slope of 1. That means I go up 1, right 1, or I can go down 1, left 1, and I've got my 3 points, and there's my line. No different than what we were doing when it was y equals mx plus b. Other than y is always by itself, quote unquote, because it's always set up this way. About what?
What? Like, so you start at 6?
Because that's my intercept.
You go up 1?
Yep, because the slope is 1. So it goes up 1, right 1. These are no fun. 28. T of x is equal to x minus 3. So this one, the right side is already written in mx plus b form, or well, minus b in this case. So what is my y-intercept of this one? -3, and what's my slope? 1. All right, so on my graph, I'm going to go down to 3 on the y for my intercept, and then my slope is up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, and then I can draw my graph. So are we seeing the process? It's really no different than what we've been doing. 30. W of x is equal to 5x. All right, what's my y-intercept of this one? 0, yep. And the slope? Yep, 5. So I have at the origin, I have my intercept. Slope says I go up 5, right 1. Or I can go down 5, back 1. No, it's technically off my graph, but that's okay. From where I was, it's just a big slope. And there's your graph. All right, I want you to try this last one by yourself, and then we'll go over this one, not 32, it's 34. M of x is equal to negative 7 over 2 x. Now, this one will be a kind of large graph, so if you just do 2 points on this one, that's fine. If you want to do all 3, be my guest, but it's big, so if you don't want to take up an entire sheet of paper, or you can count by 2 or something. But take a second and do this one, and then we'll go over it. Make sure you pay attention to your negative slope as well. All right, show me with your arm, what does your graph look like? Should look like this. Negative slope. All right, so I had a y-intercept of 0. I have a slope of negative 7 over 2. That means I go down 7, right 2, or I can go up 7, back 2. And then I plot the points, graph the line, all the fun things. Questions, comments, or concerns? All right. Then problems for this section. We've got plenty of time today. 3, 5, you want 9 or 11?
11.
Okay. 3, 5, 11. And then 15, 17, 21. And then for some graphing, let's do 25.
Can we do 34?
We just did 34.
I know, that's what
29, 31, and 33.
What lesson was this?
4.7. Other thing here. So we can either, I'll give you the option. We can quiz on Friday, or if you feel like you're going to need a little bit more time, we can quiz on Monday.
On this?
Yeah. And then your test, if we quiz on Friday, your test is Tuesday. If we quiz on Monday, your test is Wednesday.
Friday.
Monday. Friday.
All right, who wants Friday? Who wants Monday? All right, Friday it is. Friday and Tuesday.